Hi, Church of the Suncoast. My name is Michelle, and I've been asked to share a special moment in my life with all of you. I want everyone to feel God's grace, and that's what baptism had done for me. I had started coming to the church back in 2012, and I went through many different changes in life at that time. I'm a teacher, so I love being taught, so I really value a good lesson, and most of the sermons always hit me really hard where I could go out and make a difference. Some sermons left me feeling like I needed to make a change, and those were particularly about past sin. See, I'm a sinner. I have lived through 2 failed marriages and divorce, and you wouldn't know that to look at my family today. And it always weighed heavy on me. I usually beat myself up. I would feel angry and bitter, and most of the time it worked for me if I just pretend it never happened. Some of the sermons that hit me really hard were, the past is not your past if it still affects your present. And another one was, pain will transfer if you don't transform it. And during these times I felt this heavy sense that I needed to make a change. It was a couple years into coming to church, so I decided to take my next step and join a small group. We met here at church after hours, and there were a lot of people here. And it started with some really great food, which was awesome because when I'm nervous I eat a lot, and that's a subject for another day. And I ate a lot of cookies. And then we sat down and did introductions, and during the introductions I listened to everybody tell their story. And I felt the need to tell everyone about my failed marriages in great detail during the introductions. I waited and thought I would be judged or questioned, but instead I felt compassion, I felt their caring, and even some praying for me. That lifted some of the burden that I had been carrying, and it wasn't long after that where we were talking in church about baptisms coming up. And I felt like I needed to put that stake in the ground and have a new start, and I had been praying for it. So I waited all the way until the Sunday they were going to do baptizing. And when he asked for the last call of people, I felt the urgency to get up and walk out the door. I was handed I love my church t-shirt, which was quite fashionable, and shorts that fit, which is amazing because I shopped for hours and days looking for something to fit. And I put the outfit on and I walked out here and I waited for my life to change. Brian had grabbed my hand, I said a prayer, and I went under the water. When I got up, I felt completely different. I felt that sense of God's love and grace that I had been talking about but not actually feeling. I stood at the other side of the stage and watched other people be baptized, and I watched the footprints disappear, the wet footprints from the stage, and I felt like I did get my new start. That was my sin being erased and disappearing. And it made such a huge difference. I lived life different from then on. And in this past sermon where we were talking about no perfect people and not hiding behind anything, for once, that sermon hit me differently about past sin. I was rejoicing and I was happy, and I wanted to share that with everyone. And so I had emailed Pastor Brian, and he asked me to do this short video, which is way too long already. And God's grace is waiting for you too. It makes a huge difference in your life, and it is something that I wouldn't want anyone to keep walking with that heavy burden. So if you haven't been baptized, I encourage you to do so, and don't think about it, just do it.